Funny you should say that. Because poof, you're broke. You know what the worst sound in the world is? It's not nails on a chalkboard. It's not a car alarm at 3 a.m. It's the sound of your mother-in-law's voice when she thinks you can't hear her, whispering to your husband about how to make you disappear from their lives. If we make her think she's going crazy, maybe she'll just disappear. Those words, spoken over my homemade lasagna that took 6 hours to prepare, while I was in the kitchen getting the garlic bread they demanded. 6 hours of cooking, 15 years of marriage. And apparently I was just an inconvenience to be eliminated. Ah, the Johnsons. Picture perfect from the outside. If by perfect you mean rotting from the inside, like a Halloween pumpkin in January. 3-story colonial in the suburbs. Matching sweaters for Christmas cards. Country club memberships that they reminded me were generously extended to me when I married their precious son. That's Linda, my mother-in-law. Her specialty, backhanded compliments with a side of xenophobia. Your people make such interesting food, dear. Bitch, it's mashed potatoes. I was born in Cleveland, but because my grandmother came from Guatemala, Linda treated me like I was an exotic pet her son brought home. She'd touch my hair at family gatherings without asking. So coarse, she'd say with faux sympathy. Have you tried that Brazilian treatment? My hairdresser does wonders for difficult hair. 15 years of these little paper cuts to my dignity, while I smiled and pretended not to notice the way she'd wipe her hand on her napkin afterward. And that's Bob. 40 years at the factory means he's got 2 skills: belching the alphabet and making women feel unsafe at family gatherings. His specialty was the shoulder grab, just a little too low, a little too tight, lingering just a little too long. Just being friendly, he'd say if I flinched. Don't be so sensitive. Bob had opinions about my career, about my weight, about how I loaded their dishwasher wrong. You're lucky Mark found you, he'd tell me after 3 scotches. Women your age, with your background, not many options out there. I was 23 when I got married. My background was a master's degree in forensic science. My husband Mark, a puppet. A well-dressed, gainfully employed puppet who'd been trained since birth to nod along with Linda and Bob's suggestions. He called it keeping the peace. I called it cowardice. So when I heard them planning to gaslight me into a nervous breakdown, complete with suggestions to Mark about misplacing my keys, changing appointment times in my calendar, and even putting prescription medication in my purse so they could find it later and question my stability, something inside me just snapped. But not visibly, not emotionally. I didn't scream or throw plates or even confront them. I just stood there, garlic bread growing cold in my hands, and thought, game on. The key to a good fake lottery ticket. The texture. Too crisp and they'll suspect. Too worn and it's suspicious. Like Linda's face after her 3rd facelift. I spent weeks perfecting it. As a forensic document examiner, I knew every security feature lottery commissions use. The microprinting, the specialized ink, the barcode algorithms. I'd testified in court about lottery fraud 3 times, each time explaining to juries how the defendants got caught. I simply reversed my expertise. I needed my in-laws desperate enough to act without thinking. So I researched psychological triggers of sudden wealth syndrome, the fantasy of financial freedom, the rush of status elevation, the power that comes with believing you're suddenly better than everyone who doubted you. I aged the ticket with a proprietary blend of oils from human skin, specifically oils that matched my own skin chemistry, since I'd supposedly been carrying this ticket in my coat pocket. I simulated wear patterns consistent with a ticket purchased months ago and forgotten. I even created a fake purchase record in the lottery system that would hold up to initial scrutiny. The actual discovery was theatrical gold. Oh my God, is this... could it be... No, Linda, it's not your missing soul. It's a winning lottery ticket. I found it while cleaning out my winter clothes during a family visit. Mark was in the shower. Linda and Bob were drinking coffee in the kitchen. I made sure to seem confused at first, then shocked, then overwhelmed. The perfect sequence of emotions for someone discovering life-changing wealth. When Mark came downstairs, I showed him first. His eyes widened, not with joy for me, but with naked greed. Linda practically snatched it from his hands. "Let me see that," she said, examining it like she was suddenly a lottery expert. $5 million? Are you sure it's real? Watching them turn into human golden retrievers was enlightening. Bob cried. Actual tears. Last time that happened was when Fox News got cancelled at their Denny's. Linda hugged me, actually embraced me, without immediately sanitizing her hands afterward. "Oh, we always knew you were special," she lied through her Botox-frozen smile. "Didn't we always say that, Bob?" Bob nodded enthusiastically. "Always said she was a keeper, a real Johnson." Mark just kept repeating, "We're rich." "We're actually rich, not you're rich or congratulations. Just we're rich." Because in their minds, my money was family money. And family money was really their money. The next 3 weeks were a masterclass in toxic family dynamics. Linda suddenly wanted weekly girls' lunches, where she'd parade me in front of her country club friends. Bob started calling me kiddo and planning the boat he'd buy for the family. Mark began talking about quitting his job to pursue his passions. Passions I'd never heard about in 15 years of marriage. None of them, not one, asked what I wanted to do with the money, my money, from my lucky ticket. I enlisted my college roommate Tasha, now an actress in regional theatre, to play the lottery agent. Her boyfriend Miguel, an actual financial advisor, agreed to play the verification specialist. I rented a small office space, furnished it with rented decor and framed certificates, and set my trap. "I'd like the whole family there," I told Mark, eyes wide with practiced innocence. "For support. This is so overwhelming." The fake lottery office scene was Broadway-worthy. Tasha in a crisp blazer with an ID badge that said State Lottery Commission. Miguel with slicked back hair and glasses, carrying a clipboard and speaking in technical jargon about verification protocols and security clearances. "Standard procedure, really," Tasha explained smoothly, sliding papers across the desk. "Just need you to sign these non-disclosure agreements, power of attorney forms, and this request to remortgage your home for the processing fee." Bob moved faster than when the nurse said bend over at his colonoscopy. He signed without reading. Linda nodded along, already mentally spending money they didn't have. "The $50,000 holding fee is fully refundable," Miguel assured them. "It's just to ensure serious claimants only. You'll get it back with your winnings in 10 to 14 business days." The $50,000 disappeared faster than Linda's empathy when I had morning sickness and she told me to stop being dramatic before serving shellfish she knew made me ill. Mark was the one who transferred the money. His parents' retirement savings. Without hesitation. Without consulting anyone. Just clicked send on his banking app while Linda clutched his arm and Bob took selfies in front of the fake ceremonial check. I left the next morning. Packed a single suitcase while they were all out shopping for luxury cars they couldn't afford. Left my wedding ring on the dresser with a note. Heard you planning to have me committed. Consider this my resignation from this marriage. P.S. The ticket is as real as your love for me. The text messages started that evening. Frantic at first, then confused, then enraged. Bob. Where is the money? Linda. You'll burn in hell for this. Mark. How could you do this to family? Funny. That's exactly what I asked when I heard you plotting to have me committed. I didn't respond to any of them. Just forwarded the recording I'd made of their little gaslighting strategy session to Mark's phone, along with screenshots of their text messages about my supposed mental instability. They tried to press charges, of course. Fraud, theft, even attempted to claim I was mentally incompetent. But it's hard to prosecute someone for stealing money you willingly wired while trying to claim a fake lottery ticket. Especially when there's recorded evidence of you planning to fraudulently have that same person committed to a psychiatric facility against their will. The divorce was quick. The restraining orders against all three of them were granted immediately. Last I heard, Bob and Linda had to sell their house. The country club revoked their membership over unpaid dues. Mark had to move back in with them in their new one-bedroom apartment across town. I actually did win something, though. My freedom, my self-respect, and the priceless knowledge that justice sometimes comes with an ironic twist.